Sofronio Vasquez is more than simply a gifted vocalist, that's the story of his life, right? That's what I'm getting at. The path to his triumph was not an easy one, it was fraught with peril, sacrifice, and an unquenchable desire to succeed while remaining faithful to his heritage. His journey begins in a humble hamlet in the Philippines and ends with him touching the lives of millions through an extraordinary tale of triumph over adversity. Want to know the truth about what happened in the background? Learn Sofronio Vasquez's hidden history by continuing to watch. Sofronio Vasquez, one of the top 5 contestants on The Voice, never imagined he would reach this point. The Voice's season 26 champion, Sofronio Vasquez of Team Buble, was announced on Tuesday night after Sia's electrifying Unstoppable and The Best Showman's A Million Dreams. 32-year-old Vasquez of Mindanao, Philippines, took home the most votes from the audience. In addition to winning the title of The Voice, Vasquez also received a record deal and $100,000 in prize money. Coach Michael Bublé made history, according to USA Today, not only by winning the competition for the first time, but also by placing 2 candidates in the top 5 and, later, the final 2. The second-place finisher was 17-year-old New York performer Shy. All the dreamers, including myself and my family, are fortunate to have you as a guide. You have made countless connections. Moments before he won, Vasquez informed his coach, Jay, that he would be the champion until Carson Daly announced it. "This Filipino brother, you are the hope of countless people," the Spicy Margarita singer told Vasquez. "I can't believe we made it this far with you." Coming from a modest background, Sofronio Vasquez was raised in Mindanao, Philippines. He had a modest upbringing. Life without the most fundamental amenities, such as a mattress or running water. Music continued to bring his family joy despite these difficulties. His father was his first and most influential tutor, encouraging him to hone his skills. Vasquez has made Utica, New York, his permanent home since relocating there in 2023. He said that he spent his formative years in the Philippines, but that he felt as though he was born and brought up in Utica. Participating in a music competition was the catalyst for Vasquez to achieve fame on a big stage. His performances never failed to amaze. His performance of If I Can Dream by Elvis Presley on the show that aired on December 2nd was particularly memorable. Because of Vasquez's courage and determination, Judge Michael Bublé was inspired to congratulate him for his moving performance. As Bublé put it, "It probably counts more than anything in your whole life career-wise that, after all that has happened, you were still able to walk out here on a night like this. I am elated for you since you get to keep the brass ring." Vasquez had a hard time adjusting to the American music world. Sharing his observations about the audience's preference for emotionally engaging performances over powerful belting, he reflected on this experience with people in December 2024. There had been a change from his previous experiences at home. "The big belters aren't being sought after here," Vasquez noted. "At that moment, I had to conquer that." He overcame his challenges by fully embracing his individual voice and giving his performances his all. Vasquez has demonstrated remarkable resiliency during his experience. From humble origins in the Philippines to discovering his musical voice in a foreign land, he continues to be an illuminating figure in the realm of music. In spite of everything he went through, he never stopped loving music, and it is the story that inspires. Coming from the famous singing competition Tawagang Tanggalan, which is a part of the popular noontime show at Showtime, Mindanaoan singer Vasquez is famous for his versatile voice and silky deep tone. Pop, R&B, rock, standards, and jazz are just a few of the genres in which he excels. His rapping abilities are also something he isn't afraid to show off. Vasquez discovered his exceptional singing ability during his time at Misamis Occidental High School. In February 2016, he made his singing competition debut, and it was on the national television stage of Tawagang Tanggalan, which was airing for the second year since its rebirth. Despite losing the tournament, he made a triumphant return in the third quarter of 2017. This time, he went all the way to the semifinals by defending his championship 6 times. Not even making it to the finals, he finished 8th in the competition. As Eris Baker, a local word for recurring participants, he had his third opportunity in 2019. The next version of the tournament included all the contestants who did not win Tawagang Tanggalan in the first 3 seasons. He showed great strength throughout the competition, ultimately placing 3rd. Throughout the competition, we have witnessed him perform a multitude of beloved English and Filipino songs, including covers of Michael Bublé's Feeling Good, Eric Bennett's The Last Time, and Lionel Richie's Hello, among many more. Afterwards, he signed with Old School Records and released a self-penned song titled Bake It Hindi Ko Sanabi, a music label owned by ABS-CBN. The majority of Vasquez's internet fame came from his singing, as he amassed millions of views on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram doing renditions of popular songs such as That's What Friends Are For and Nothing's Gonna Change My Love For You. As one of Kumu's most popular broadcasters in 2021, he was presented with the prestigious Kumu Diamond Award. At Teatrino Green Hills, he finally had the opportunity to perform solo. Vasquez relocated to America in 2022, after releasing 2 additional songs in the Philippines, in order to take his career to the next level. He was preparing to take the dental board tests and become a licensed dentist, but he must have had bigger dreams. The Utica community is very welcoming to refugees and immigrants, Vasquez said in an interview with a local network. He now resides in Utica City, New York. A dental assistant is Sofronio's occupation, as shown on his LinkedIn profile. His father's death from kidney failure in 2018 inspired him to keep making songs. Even as he watched him play in Tawagang Tangalan from time to time, his father was a huge supporter of his efforts to develop and showcase his talent. In an NBC article about The Voice finalists, Sofronio says that his father gave him the gift of music. Vasquez was driven to keep singing when his father passed away. His older brother supported him during his performances and competition days. Following a year of continuous internship at Mohawk Valley Health System and a brief stint of contract work at CareerStep, June-October 2023, he started working as a dental assistant for Dr. Donald Flyhan in January 2024. He persisted in trying out for season 26, which had begun accepting auditions in September, of The Voice. After performing the timeless R&B tune I'm Going Down, he won over the judges and was recommended to Michael Bublé for coaching. By prevailing over Aaliyah Kalen in the battle rounds and then defeating Kiara Vega and Jeremy Belotti in the 3-way knockout rounds, Vasquez demonstrated his superiority even more. He played Crying by Roy Orbison, If I Can Dream by Elvis Presley, and Every Breath You Take by The Police, all of which garnered him large votes during the playoffs and live performances, guaranteeing him a berth in the finals. Jennifer Hudson, a famous singer and coach on The Voice in the United States and the United Kingdom, famously flung her shoe at Vasquez in mock incredulity during practices, yelling, "You better sing." This incident was one of the many memorable moments from the series. Hudson was full of compliments when Vasquez gave him back the shoe. In the concluding scene, Vasquez belted out a rendition of A Million Dreams, a powerful ballad that conveys a message of optimism and aspiration. He was also highly praised for his unstoppable performance, which encapsulated his steadfast determination throughout his time on The Voice. Vasquez achieved a step toward historical parity with this, which brought honor to the entire Asian continent and served as an inspiration to countless people of color. He said that the events of the last many years were responsible for his newfound good fortune. "I used to be just a carefree kid, not a dreamer," he confessed. "But now, in the face of all the challenges in life, I must be authentically myself." In an interview with the media source, Vasquez expressed his eagerness to complete the voyage and declare, "I did it, regardless of the outcome." Victory is within reach, as Vasquez posted to Instagram after his victory. During his blind audition, Sofronio Vasquez stunned everyone by singing a cover of I'm Going Down by Mary J. Blige. Michael Bublé, Reba McEntire, Gwen Stefani, and Snoop Dogg all turned their chairs nearly the second he touched the first note due to his passionate version. Each panelist gushed about Vasquez's extraordinary talent as they battled fervently to have him join their teams. An enthralled Reba McEntire said, "I could not hit my button fast enough. Your singing is smooth and silky. Your heartfelt performance moved me deeply, though the music itself is soothing to the ears." Michael Bublé made it more memorable by expressing his gratitude to Vasquez in Filipino and expressing his admiration for his ancestry. "Your people are absolutely stunning," Bublé remarked. "I can't even imagine how proud you're going to make them." With the words, "I thought you would help me win this competition," the singer of Feeling Good put his faith in Vasquez. His confidence in Vasquez was well placed, the two ultimately won the race together. During his blind audition, Vasquez demonstrated his remarkable vocal skill and his capacity to establish a strong connection with both the audience and the judges, setting the tone for the rest of his journey. It was the beginning of Vasquez's association with Bublé, which culminated in a successful win and solidified her status as a rising star. The judges' comments, along with Vasquez's own performance, demonstrated his singular talent for combining lyrical musicianship with genuine passion. He quickly became a favorite of both the panel and the spectators. During the playoff stage of the tournament, Sofronio Vasquez gave an incredible final performance, further establishing himself as a remarkable performer. Vasquez blew the judges and the crowd away with his rendition of Elvis Presley's legendary "If I Can Dream." His immaculate vocals, genuine emotion, and charisma were contagious. People said he was amazing and his performance was perfect. Given the gravity of the situation, Judge Michael Bublé remarked on the bravery required to perform the rendition. The symbolism behind the song selection was profound. The lyric "If I Can Dream," which has become an inspirational hymn, reflects Vasquez's own struggle to overcome hardship. The life narrative of Vasquez, who was born and brought up in modest circumstances in Mindanao, Philippines, gave depth to his music. The audience was enthralled by his passionate performance. Relate his challenges and achievements to the profound message conveyed by the song. The coach of Vasquez, Michael Bublé, was obviously moved. Both Vasquez's technical skill and his capacity to convey genuine emotion on stage were lauded by him. Despite all that has happened to you, you still managed to show up here on a night like this, when it likely means more to you professionally than anything else you've ever faced. You get the brass ring, and Bublé couldn't be happier for you. The opinions of the other judges were similar to Bublé's. Reba McEntire, who has spent her whole country career knowing how difficult it is to cover a timeless Orbison song, offered even higher praise. "To tackle that song? What courage!" she exclaimed. And Michael is faced with a challenging decision. "However, I will be surprised if he doesn't select you. I must admit that I was somewhat anxious initially, as I had never heard this song performed before. This song talks about heartbreak. What my mom went through when she lost my dad is what I imagine every time I play this song." Coach Michael Bublé and teammate Carly Pearce were the recipients of a heartfelt confession from a very distraught Vasquez. "See to your mom for me," he instructed me. "All of my current activities. In accordance with his instructions, I am caring for my mother." The affection that Sofronio had for his family shone through when he entered the playoffs. He sang Orbison's country-inspired ballad with the rich, quivering tremolo befitting its deeply felt emotions. After he was done, Snoop Dogg exclaimed, "Magnifico," and likened his performance to the epic climax of a $100 million blockbuster. According to Gwen Stefani, "You have all the perfect timing emotionally when you construct and retract." It just kept getting better and better until it reached an unfathomably high point. The performance was really superb. The performance was the last step on a path that started with doubt and resolve for Vasquez. Looking back, he remarked, "I had to tell myself to relax and believe in my gut and voice that night. I threw myself into this because it was my chance." Not only did Vasquez's performance ensure his triumph, but it also highlighted his remarkable talent and perseverance. It was a watershed event in his career, demonstrating his ability and determination to compete on a global scale. It wasn't merely about coming out on top in the last performance. The event was a joyous celebration of grit, dedication, and the fulfillment of aspirations. As the last episode of The Voice approached, Sofronio Vasquez reflected on his time on the show. He spoke exclusively to people about the most difficult part of the competition. After the live performance on Monday, December 9th, Vasquez noted that being apart from his family had been the most difficult aspect of the voyage. As a Filipino, he also had to learn to play music that American audiences didn't like. Since our musical tastes differ, it was incredibly peculiar. In this place, large belters are not sought after. Vasquez learned early in the season that audiences loved more emotionally charged shows. In order to adjust, he concentrated on his expressive vocals and delivery. "I was able to triumph over that obstacle." Just tell yourself to settle in, Sofronio. Your voice is within you. Your heart is with you. Say it aloud. In retrospect, Vasquez is appreciative of the opportunity. "We will only rejoice in this incredible trip on The Voice. The production made us feel incredibly appreciated. Everyone felt equal. Everyone was treated fairly." He added that tomorrow the decision would be made by the United States. Sofronio Vasquez overcame all of these obstacles and advanced to the finals of The Voice. His dogged persistence paid off, demonstrating that no challenge was insurmountable. Through her ordeal on The Voice, Sofronio showed not only her skill but also her bravery and strength, proving that with determination and self-confidence, anything is possible. The victory for Sofronio Vasquez on The Voice USA goes beyond his own satisfaction. Every dreamer who has ever encountered obstacles, disappointments, or self-doubt might find solace in this emblem. If you have talent, resilience, and determination, anything is possible. His accomplishment is a poignant reminder of this for Filipinos, especially those from low backgrounds. Coming from a small village in Mindanao, Sofronio's journey to winning one of the largest talents is quite remarkable. His success is due in large part to his natural abilities, but it is also indicative of his dogged determination and his capacity to move listeners with his songs. We can all take a page out of Sofronio's book and remember that ambition knows no bounds, whether they be physical or emotional. Never give up on your dreams. Even if you start out in a small town and perform at modest venues, you may still make it huge. He is a prime example of how obstacles can really pave the way to triumph. The story of Sofronio's journey is uplifting for young Filipino singers, particularly those in Taytay, Puerto Princesa, or Tagburos, the karaoke mecca of the Philippines. Aim higher. No matter if you're playing for a little audience, a large gathering, or just a lonely night in front of your guitar, your voice is important. You, too, could be standing on a platform, spinning all four chairs, and enthralling audiences with your one-of-a-kind sound, as his narrative demonstrates. Even though talent competitions come and go, Sofronio's story remains a powerful testament to the power of genuine talent and unyielding resolve to change the course of events. The impact of his win extends much beyond the scope of the voice. Anyone with aspirations can find inspiration in it. Honoring Sofronio Vasquez, a national treasure of Mindanao, a champion on The Voice USA, and a role model for Filipinos and dreamers worldwide, is the right thing to do. If you put in the time and effort, your aspirations can become a reality, and his victory serves as a reminder of that.